Welcome to Try Your Hand. Today we are going to be making a snow globe. Why don't I get started with the supplies in here? So, you came in and picked up a kit that looked like this. So you have a small mason jar. Inside the mason jar, you should have a small palm tree. You should have a little tiny flamingo with its little stand. We've got a little pod of glycerin. So this is our pot of glycerin. And then we also have a little pod of glitter. So the first thing that we're going to do is take the top of our mason jar, and we are going to, the top of the mason jar here is going to be the base for our palm tree and for our little flamingo. So first thing that we're going to have to do is figure out where exactly it is that we want our little flamingo to go, and also our tree here. So this flamingo comes with a little stand to make him easier to prop up. So he's got a little tiny hole at the bottom of his feet here, and I don't know if you can see that. So that's got a little like stud in there. So you'll just want to insert the stud in his little feet, and that should kind of secure him in place. Now, you are going to need some hot glue. So a hot glue gun here, in order for you to be able to glue these on top of the mason jar lid. So if you don't have that, you do need that. So that's not going to be in your kit. You will have to provide that for yourself. First thing I'm going to do is try and figure out where exactly it is, or how I want my little flamingo guy all set up. I think something like that looks kind of good. Well, let's see. You could go with something like that. Oh, that looks even better, I think. So I think I'm going to glue them kind of like this. So if we look at where I'm going to be gluing these things, I'm going to be gluing kind of the tree in the back a bit, and then I'm going to be putting my flamingo more towards the front like this. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, see there, on the bottom of my tree. I'm going to take my lid and I'm just going to glue him just in the back there. So I'm just pressing down, making sure that he's very firmly on my lid here. Okay. So once he's firmly on there, I'm going to take my flamingo. So I'm taking my flamingo and I'm doing the same thing. So I am taking some glue and I'm just putting that right in the center there. And I'm putting him a little towards the front like this. And then I'm just pressing down. Ooh. Okay. Just to make this guy a little bit more secure, if you can tell he's kind of falling off, you can put a little bit of glue on his feet here. And then just insert that little space with his feet. And of course, be very, very, very careful of the hot glue. You don't want to burn yourself. And we're just gonna make sure he's just very firmly in there, which he is. So it looks very cute. Now I'm gonna put that in the lid of my drawer. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make the actual snow globe part of it. So we are going to be using water. So this is just another jar that's filled with water. I'm going to pour it into this jar here. We do want it to be filled pretty close to the top. So I'm just going to fill it. So I just kind of filled it to where the rings are, if you can tell. So if it was this jar, I filled it up to like there. Then what I'm going to do is we're going to put our glycerin into our water. Well, the glycerin is actually here to make sure that the glitters stay suspended in the water so that when you shake it, it stays up for longer periods of time. Otherwise, what happens is that the glitter just kind of just falls down immediately. Actually, I can show you what that looks like. And this is where I screwed up. Long story short, mix the glycerin first, then the glitter. So if there's no, I'm gonna put this little tub of glitter in my water. It doesn't really matter which way you put it in first. So I'm just gonna put all of my glitter in there. I just dumped it out. You can put in as much or as little as you want. We do have a mixture in your little bottles here of all sorts of different kinds and sizes. So when you have put your glitter in, I'm going to show you what it looks like without any glycerin, but you can just kind of insert the top like that, screw that up, okay. So now if I shake it, well, first there's not enough water in there. But you see how it's kind of, you see how it's not quite, oh, first I need more water. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake this. We'll see here. So if I shake this like this, I don't know if you can tell well, first of all, I need a little bit more water in there because you can tell that the glitter is sticking to the little air bubble at the top, but it's not staying up in the water suspended for very long periods of time. So let's shake it again. So it kind of just swirls down a bit and then it kind of settles. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the glycerin in and put a little bit more water in there. So so now I have this open, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glycerin in. So just pour that in there. Of my container here. So I got all that in there, and then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pour some more water in there because it was getting a little bit, there was too much of an air bubble in there. So then I'm going to take my little guy here. It's okay if it spills. So now I'm going to shake this. Long story short, the mistake that I made was to put in the glycerin in after I put in the glitter. The reason for this is because, as you can see, that what I'm doing here is I'm trying to put all the glitter down to the bottom of the jar, and it's not working. It's floating, and I'm pretty sure that's because it got stuck on some little globs of glycerin. So just make sure that you put in the glycerin in with your water, mix it up real good, then put in your glitter, mix that up real good, and then you can put everything together and it should be fine. If there is a little bit at the very top of getting stuck and stuff, just set it down and wait for a couple of days. It should go down, because that's what happened with my first try at this. My first try, there was a little bit of globs, and then I set it down for a couple of days and it settled down and glitters floating around and stuff. So I'll suggest that you do that instead. So I do have an example of what it's supposed to look like, so I will show you that now. I'll show you what this was my test. So I let this one sit a little while longer, and you see how like there's not as much collection going on at the top where the air bubble is. So if you see there's some suspension. Okay, you see how the glitters are all very nice in that jar? That's what it's supposed to look like. So, thank you very much for joining us today on Try Your Hand. The next Try Your Hand, we will be doing some Mini Zen Gardens, which will be super fun to do, as well as stress relieving. So, if you want to sign up for that, don't forget to head over to our calendar and sign up. Bye.